Another nice sunset in the Rocky Mountains. Anyways, today I'm working on this car that I've owned for 16 years now. Almost hard to imagine, but I'm trying my best to save it from the junkyard. It's gotten to the point to where a lot of stuff is cracking and brittle under the hood. Main situation was it had a coolant leak from the stock intake manifold, which I've already removed, and I'm now putting in a PI intake manifold off an 03 Explorer. It's a whole situation. I'm hoping to gain a little bit more power with this car. It's kind of sluggish up here at 5,500 feet elevation for a V8. There have been vacuum lines cracking like you wouldn't believe under this hood here. That's one of the major things I got to work on. I also had to modify this water pump output heater line. The stock metal heater line would not accommodate the larger PI intake, so I had to convert it over to rubber, and then I used this section of metal pipe is the only piece, and it's been hacked to accommodate this new situation, but I saved it only because it has this little sensor right down there, sensor plug-in on it, which I assume is related to the heating system in the car, the actual vents. The vacuum lines, there should be vacuum lines that connect from here, from this thing over there, and they cracked in like 6 pieces. There should also be this little, I haven't gotten to it yet, but there's this little box that these lines plug into. And to make matters worse, the bolt snapped off on the this is the where the thermostat housing goes, and this bolt snapped off in there, and I drilled it out and re-tapped it, but that's been seriously time-consuming negative experience. So that's about all I got to say about this mess. I got the new intake pretty much ready to go, and I had to rearrange sensors on it and all sorts of fun stuff just to prep it accurately. I was considering going with an upgraded throttle body, but honestly this car is kind of on its last leg. I mean, it's got about 155,000 on it now, and the transmission's starting to get a little slippy in like third. I think the shifts are a little sloppy, and sometimes the RPMs go up and down a little bit, so you know, my motivation to like go nuts on this car is a little bit low. Also, in the last few years, it's too dark to see it now, but the rockers are starting to rust, and it's like a big bummer because this car was in the Midwest for most of its life. And that's about it. And on this sunset, a little bit of it going on over there too.